So, it's interesting. I was talking to our UX designer, Shisela, and she used the term pre-pandemic website. And I thought, like, that's really interesting. And it's really interesting because when you look back, pre-pandemic was 3.5 years ago, or longer than 3.5 years ago, or depending on when you're seeing this, 4 years maybe. Not like a huge space of time. But the pandemic happening changed everything online. And so I think the term of looking at it as like pre-pandemic, post-pandemic is really, really a valuable way to look at it. Because if you designed a website that was designed at the end of 2019, I will bet you a dollar that that website is outdated. And it's a really important consideration because people are consuming content on the web, interacting with different things on the web in a very, very different way than they were before the pandemic. So companies that need a new website and recognize they need a new website are all different. And there is a certain amount of customization for each project. It's that simple. But that customization doesn't have to be a heavy lift. In other words, will it add cost to the website? Maybe not. It might even sort of save costs over a generic solution based on what the company's needs are or how, or the range of services that they offer, or something like that. So the more important thing is to just, first of all, get into what the company does, what their priorities are, what they're looking for, what they're looking to sell, and offering a solution that is based on the emotion of somebody visiting a website more than just like, okay, we have to have this block of content here. It doesn't work like that. Obviously your website has to be informative, but with anything like that, you're looking for an emotional response. And I think my best example of that is that when I visit a website, I do this every day and try, just even when I don't want to, I'll analyze a website. And a lot of times there'll be a component that's out of date, or a component that's really out of date, or a whole website that's very out of date. A lot of times potential clients will say like, well, okay, so it looks like a pre-pandemic website. So what? And because my clients don't know the difference between a pre-pandemic website and a website today. And you're right, they don't consciously know it, but they do know it. It's a feel. If they're poking around the web, they engage with certain websites, and certain websites, maybe they don't even know the reason, but they're dull to them and they don't engage them as much. So that's kind of the mystery of what works in a website. And it really comes down to the way people are consuming content today in 2024, in 2025, and not so much, like, well, I have to put this particular bell or whistle in, or I have to use this design element. It's the design element is going to drive an emotion if it's being done right.